Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, ESM Goh Chok Tong, Mr. Eric Tan, Director of CPIB, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to be here to celebrate CPIB's 60th anniversary. Singapore is well recognized to be a clean and incorrupt system and country. Our international rankings in this respect are high, whether it's with Transparency International, whether it's with PERC, the Political and Economic Risk Consultancy, or the World Bank. But beyond the rankings, incorruptibility has become ingrained into the Singaporean psyche and into our culture. Singaporeans expect to see and demand to be delivered a clean system. Unlike in some other countries, they will not give or accept any social lubricants to get things done, not even small ones. And they will sound the alarm once they sense that something is wrong. Indeed, many of CPIB's tip-offs come from members of the public, including whistleblowers. And they expect to see all cases to be thoroughly investigated and the culprits, if found guilty, strictly punished. Singapore has greatly benefited from this. Our people and our companies have a reputation for honesty, reliability, and trustworthiness. Our system overall functions properly because policies are developed for the public good rather than private or vested interests. And therefore, in Singapore, we can do things which others cannot do. For example, we can have entrepreneurs register businesses in 15 minutes online without paying any fees and competing fairly and squarely for business. We can have public offices entrusted to manage multi-million-dollar projects in the national interest and not for personal gain. And Singaporeans know that they can make it if they work hard, whatever their family backgrounds, and regardless of their personal connections. The CPIB has played a major part in this success. It's enforced our anti-corruption laws impartially and vigorously. It's investigated cases thoroughly and brought offenders to justice, big and small. It's established a reputation as a formidable agency, thorough and fearless, able to detect any whiff of corruption and to bring the perpetrators to justice. The credit should go to the past directors of CPIB, including Mr. Evan Yeo, Mr. Chua Che Yak, and Mr. Soh Kee Hian, who are with us today. To the officers who have toiled silently behind the scenes, sometimes despite risks to themselves and their families. The 60th anniversary book captures many of these successes and milestones of the organization. I hope that it will also help the public to better appreciate CPIB's importance and its many achievements. CPIB has been able to do its work because it belongs to a larger political and government system which emphasizes integrity and incorruptibility. First, strong political leadership. Beginning in 1959, when the newly elected PAP government started to build a clean and incorrupt Singapore, the PAP decided to fight to win the general election that year and to form the first government of self-governing Singapore, instead of just aiming to be a strong opposition in the Legislative Assembly. Not because the conditions were propitious, but to ensure that corruption did not set in after the British handed over and became a problem that would be impossible to eradicate afterwards. The PAP government determined to build an honest public service that would serve the people of Singapore and not a public service that would take care of itself at the expense of the public interest. It believed in meritocracy, where people succeed through their own efforts and ability, not by wealth, status, or ill-gotten gains. Since then, successive governments have backed the CPIB fully, with funding, with people, with a mandate to investigate where it needed to, with the legal powers to do its work. We've set high standards of integrity, not flinching wherever the investigations led, even if ministers are implicated, like Wee Tun Bun, Phey Yu Kok, not a minister but high-profile case, and Teh Chiang Wan. It established proper systems to guard the guards. In other words, to put right any instances of wrongdoing in the enforcement agencies, whether it be in the police force, whether it be in the CPIB itself. If something is not proper, it will be found out and investigated and put right. For this, we have to thank the former Prime Ministers, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew and ESM Goh Chok Tong, for their leadership and resolve, which led a national effort which made it possible.